can't get this damn camera to sit where I need it to. We're here. We're live. We're coming at you. The dishes are actually done.
They actually
I'm
are.
Jonathan. He is Michael.
It
On
yeah.
schedule.
Yeah. 1 week later. Has anything even happened in our lives? I don't know.
Two in a row. We do another one, and that's called a winning streak. It has happened before.
We actually are semi-monthly.
I started a new job in the solar panel world. And it's quite fascinating. But, like every invention since the beginning of time, there's good and bad. The wheel helped us get around. More crashes.
We went too fast, right?
Fire, obviously. But what I'm doing is like talent acquisition for this company, because they have people that work in like BJ's and Costco.
Like stationed there?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And it's like, you schedule assessments to see if their house would actually save money with solar.
Okay.
And I'm going through what they do, so that when we're interviewing people, we kind of know what to look for, I guess, because their turnover is almost like worse than the restaurant industry. People last for a week and bail.
Yeah. I mean, every
And
place is almost like that nowadays, too.
and I get it, because dude, the public is just like this.
Yeah.
Everyone is like, no, no, no. And but it's funny because I'm not necessarily really selling.
Right.
I'm just giving like a.
Well, I remember you
Here's
saying that
what.
you didn't want to do sales, right? You don't want to do
No, I
sales. So you're
can't.
you're you're now in
No,
fishing. You're fishing for people.
I'm like elevator pitching,
Ooh.
but only like if the person is like allowing me to. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not following them. I'm not like running after them. But if they
Right.
ask me for help
Right.
to find a thing, I can kind of be like, hey, just so you know, part of your membership gives you this, blah blah blah.
Right.
And dude, all it is, and it reminded me when I thought about it the other day, of that one day when you had like the CWO music mix in the CD player, and it played like everyone's music for like, I don't know, maybe like 10 seconds or 30 seconds or
Oh,
something.
right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and you imitated like all of the characters, not just your own. That's what like I'm
Oh my
doing, because I
gosh.
you have to kind of like sort of change a little for every new different human being that you're
Mhm.
interacting with. And like I'm going from like 10 o'clock or sometimes 9 to like 6:30 at the latest.
Yeah.
No internet. And dude, when I come home, I'm like more in a rhythm of like interacting with humans.
Yeah.
And I just like am more like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so insane. It's like muscle memory practice, whatever, all of those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is this like mini amazing social experiment that I'm like doing myself.
Like
I'm
you've got
like,
all these little uh
I'm
like you're reading cues and reading people quickly, and then it's like a bit of
some
memorization, but it's like personalization. Like you're It's really good.
yeah,
It's kind
and
of like
you're like,
sales, but it's like you've got a product that you can either come to me for or you don't. Like it's
yeah,
fine. We're
yeah,
busy, but I'm just
yeah,
letting you know we're here. You're like a Honda
right.
salesman, right? Like it's like, yeah, go somewhere else. I'll see you when you get back.
And if someone does schedule like a thing, like if they do like partake
Hmm.
in whatever I'm offering and they want to schedule a thing, I do get compensated for it.
Well, that's nice.
So it's not like it's, bonusless or anything. But uh
But are you going out to like the
I
Costco's
forget what I was gonna say.
and like are you out there
Um,
talking with customers, or are you out there talking with, like, you're just learning it right now, so you're doing the sales part to understand what the people you're hiring are going to do.
yeah, and to like not hire like like it's like rough. It's not like rough, but like you just got to be a tap dancer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Almost like too much. There was this one kid in this like because there's I think 6 states that were like training with me the first week.
Wow.
People from 6 different states. So there was like 30 of us. There was like 29. And this one kid, the first thing he says is like, "I'm autistic," and da da da. So, dude, he is in grade school and in high school like my worst enemy because he's the guy that like just raised his hand, sometimes not to ask a question, but to just say what the
Mm,
teacher just said in another way
right,
through his
right,
own experience. And
right. Yeah, like
but by the
where he
end,
finishes and you're like, you didn't say a question, actually.
I was like, dude, okay, I mean, all right, cool. You lived also. But then
You live.
by the end, yeah, you've had a life as well. You've
You've been
interacted.
on a planet this
But
whole time? Yeah. Sorry.
but by the end, dude, he said so many things that I just didn't disagree with that I
Yeah.
was like, this guy's gonna be awesome at this. Like he's going to hook people and not care. He's not gonna worry that he's like, overstepping boundaries and he's just gonna like suffocate people into submission
Well, he'll probably be able to convince them with, facts, and just keep talking and removing any dead air for a chance to walk away.
for you to be like, no, it doesn't work. Well, not why? You just said all of this works, and now there's
Yeah.
nothing that works. No,
Oh, I'm
no, it just
sorry.
works.
Is the
You
sun
said it
turning off
works.
tomorrow? Yeah. That's great.
But I did have, I think, 2 or 3 blood blisters on my toes because, like, you can roam around the store. You don't have to like just stand at a spot.
Yeah.
So I just didn't stop walking. I just was like circling the whole thing, kind of overdoing it from sitting at a desk all day.
Right. You
But
went to the other extreme.
yeah, yeah, I did. And but it is just, man, it's like uh I'm never like there's no like downtime.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
like I can constantly be either walking around, helping people find things, letting them know about this thing. It's like pretty, the day goes by.
What's like
It
your
just,
what's like your breakdown of like people approaching you versus you initiating with people versus, someone like get away from me versus, people just kind
well,
of curious.
I've never had a get away from me,
That's good.
but I am very double dutchy, as you probably know. I don't just walk up to anyone who I can like even smell like I don't think they're having a good day. But then I get to the point where like sometimes I'm like in autopilot, not autopilot, but I'm just like going and I'm just talking to everybody.
Yeah.
And I've gotten like, you know, no habla inglés, but in another language, not even Spanish.
Oh,
Something that I don't even know about.
that'd be awesome if that's how they said it, though. They were like, "No habla inglés," and you're like, "Your your lederhosen is what? I don't."
I
Why
wonder
would you
what the
even
devil
do
they
that
wanted.
to me? Yeah. I feel like you've got an opportunity for some really great, like, like those like chalkboards that sit out in front of restaurants and are like, try our pumpkin spice latte, and you know here's a rainbow cat, like whatever they put on it just to kind of get your attention. Like you're
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in you're in the Sunshine State selling sunshine catchers. Like I feel like there's, like, you could make like a million different puns, when it comes to like the rays
Oh
suck
my
but you could
gosh,
catch
yeah.
some rays, like you could just mix things up and just have like a little sign just to get people laughing, and lighten it as they're getting closer to you. You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, I've thought about that, like, or even just like a shirt. Like I'm wearing their like BJ's shirt because
mhm.
you don't want to look like you're just hanging out there. But it says like it says home improvement like
Oh,
department or something like that department, but it's home improvement. Um, I wanted to have like a shirt that says like, 4 words, but it like literally wraps up the whole like pitch. But the chalkboard idea is probably better
I like
because
the
I can like
t-shirt, but I mean it could be
change it.
even simple things. It could just be like 1.21 gigawatts, like nobody, which we all know he says wrong now, but like you could just have that,
How about the
on there, and
lightning?
then somebody will be like, oh, like that's funny. It's just a way to start a conversation.
Oh yeah, get the decal. But right, I agree, and I could change the picture even throughout the day. Lowry,
Yeah,
needed
and it could just be something that your mind is doing elsewhere, and then somebody sees you writing it, and then it's even more like, what, like, is this guy getting set up, or what is he doing? What's he about to write? Down on the. It could be fun.
I need a chalk easel.
Yeah, chalk
Cheesel.
easel, cheesel. Yep.
So, but yeah, that's it so far. The training is supposed to be 90 days because they were here, and then I am guessing Biden, or maybe I can't. I don't know who said no more in Florida, and then now they're back. But the big beautiful bill is going to like impact it. I'm just trying to like pretend I don't know what I'm saying without saying all the like boring things.
Yeah.
But it's like restarting down here in Florida.
Gotcha.
So this new owner is like not handling it like they have in the past, where they just hire anybody. They're kind of like boot camping the talent acquisition so that we like know this process well.
It's a good thing.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I know. I'm like, wow, I'm like here. It's like ground floor, like they're really starting technically, even though they've been here before, they've been gone. But the company's been around for, like almost 20 years,
Yeah.
15 years. So
Well, that's good too, to show that, like,
so far so
15,
good. The
20 years.
schedule's crappy because the team is so small, and the traffic is, weekends.
Mm.
So, the heavy traffic. So, it's been interesting. Heather's been real happy about that. But these are the times we exist in.
Yeah. I mean, those BJ's and Costco's are slammed. Like, it's insane how packed they are.
Dude,
And
yeah, Saturday is nuts.
yeah, Saturday would be like all the entire week during the day, and Saturday would be larger than summing all that up. It's like
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
So, yeah, I only drive up to West Palm. It's about like 35 minutes, and you know, it's not that bad. The traffic, but because I
Uh,
start
uh,
at 10 mostly, so the traffic is like not. It's kind of like weakened, but it's thinned out by
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
which is nice.
Is that the farthest you're gonna have to go, or you have to go like what when you transition out of when you go to headhunting? Like, what are you gonna do then?
I think when I do that, it'll be remote, but I'm not
Oh, okay.
100% sure. They've
Yeah,
kind of been vague about it because they're still like, it's like I was saying to Heather, I'm like, they have to make sure that like the sand that they're putting the four poles in to build a structure
yeah,
is even usable before they start to put like the roof on.
right.
So it's
They're getting your foundation, so they haven't drawn up a
early
full
early
process for you.
stages.
Yeah,
Yeah, I look good in that frozen pose.
I don't know what's happening. Yeah,
Maybe I should kill the internet over here.
here I'll switch. Oh no, you're back. You're back now. You're good. You're good. You're moving around.
But speaking of traffic,
Yeah, I
how is it on 95 from Philly to what, the
Newtown.
Burbs?
Yeah, it's like
The
Yardley,
Burbs.
like around Yardley, like almost Jersey.
Yardley.
It was
Oh.
today. It took me 2 hours to drive home. It was
Mm.
rough, and it was
Those
like
are
a slight drizzle. I swear I've seen every thought process of like, or every example of traffic, like from it's up here traffic, so it's not probably the same as 95 traffic in Florida, where I think it's like a lot more like zipping and texting and like I think things like it definitely flows different. Like when I visit you and we're in the car together, I feel like we're instantly going to die. Like this is the end because all the cars are
mm,
just like whipping and in and out. And I mean, I guess now I'm seeing it more. I just hadn't spent time on the road that much, and now it's like
on the road.
there's a weird part in 95 where like the place where it had caved in and the whole like bridge was gone, and then they were like we have to build it because there was a truck got stuck underneath and then caught on fire and then burned a whole section of 95 down. Like it was crazy, and then there wasn't 95 for
Oh
like
yeah, I remember that.
weeks. And so
That
then
was
like
insane.
the mayor and the governor and everybody like came out and they were like we're going to build it right away,
The
and all the
butcher, the
construction
baker.
workers came out and they basically got something up, and it's still in the process of getting fixed completely, but it's like there's like 3 lanes, but it goes from 4 lanes down to or really 5 lanes down to 3 lanes, and then it's a bottleneck. But the weirdest thing about it is like on a normal day there's still traffic there, on even the best day there's still going to be a slowdown, and there's 4 lanes going into it, right? And you see the left 2 lanes are backed up first, right? Like they're standstill, right? And then the third lane's still kind of moving, and the fourth lane's kind of still moving. It's also merging with an on ramp, so like if you go over there, you got to merge with other cars, and then you got to get over because your lane is running out and all this stuff. And it feels the weirdest thing is when I first started driving, I would see that and I would swerve over and go down the right lane and be like, haha, like, I don't know why everyone's sitting there. I'm going to get to the front of the line. And it really felt like I was at the front of the line. But one day I was like, you know what? I don't understand why all like these hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cars are all just sitting in these left 2 lanes and not doing anything. They're just happy to sit there. And it just didn't make sense to me. So what I did was I got in the leftmost lane and sat in it. And I picked a car, like I picked like an identifiable car, like something with some unique, bumper sticker or color or something. And I was like, okay, that car is going all the way in that right lane. Let's see what happens. And so I sat in it, and it turned out that we did end up basically at the same spot. So while they were flying by me all the way over there, I was going kind of super like just inching along, kind of like the tortoise. And the hares are all flying this way, and then I end up catching up to them. And it was kind of just nuts. But are you muted? I can't hear you. Maybe I'm. Yeah, I lost you. No, you're good. Maybe my sound just went off. Here, I'll quit this thing. Speak now. I'll forever hold your peace. Oh, I'll switch my sound. Oh, you're back.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
I don't know
My
what happened
camera.
there.
It wasn't like sitting. It kept like sliding off of this screen.
Oh, like just falling back.
Yeah, like dude, that's such a weird anomaly of traffic, like bugs in a jar that are flying around and make some weird pattern out of just odds.
Yeah, it was like
Like,
there must be somebody, who studies all of this. Or I also want to understand like the psychological aspect of it, and being like everyone's perfectly fine with sitting and just slowly inching forward, like for the next hour, like we're all just going to inch forward. Or the guy that's like zipping through, it's like, did he learn math? Like, is he really going to get where he's going like any faster? Or the guy that just like, gets in front of someone and just breaks. And it's like, what is happening? It's just
dude,
fascinating.
I still see those people like they are they're showing off some dumb, you know, modification that they got
Right.
put on their exhaust pipe that
They're
like
civic.
makes it loud
Yeah.
if they go over like a certain RPM, and they and then oh it's red light shit,
Yeah.
and they
Right.
slam the brakes. I'm like, idiots, your brakes, you're just crushing them.
I think my dad broke me of that early on in life because he would just point out cars to me and be like, "Yep, that's really fun to get groceries in." Because he's like most of your life you're going to be driving your car to go get groceries, and that's it. Like you're going to be driving to work or driving to get groceries, and it's like, do you really want to just go around wah, 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 like everywhere you go?
I know. I just feel like it's like if someone was just walking around. It's like when someone is walking around and they're just like singing out loud, like, and it's like
Hey,
what
look at
we're
me.
not. Yeah, right. That's all it is. It's a show off.
I hate when those
Boy, oh
ones go
boy.
slow too, because then you're like, well, what was it all for? If you're gonna do it, let's see it. Let's really get into it. See it happen. But every day
Like
too, there's
when what goes slow?
when the cars are like just like where they kind of like play with the gears for some reason. Like they like downshift and then they're kind of like stalling backwards and then they like start moving forward again. I'm like, what are you doing? They have to.
And
They think they're in a race, but they're also losing. Like you're losing to this like Tesla next to you. That's quiet. What's happening here?
I always was like, I'm always upset because every time a car drives by and they're like blasting their music, like everyone has to like you can't not like look. It's
Right?
so
Yeah.
loud. It's never like a good song though. It's
No.
never like, oh yeah. It's like, what is that?
It just
It's
sounds like
like
they're having
probably
a
their
phone
own.
call. Yeah, it just sounds like they're having a phone call at full volume. Hey, are you there? Hey, what's up? Are you there? And then what happened? I never understood the people that that drive around and talk on their phones on speakerphone like this, like they're driving their car like this. I mean, I understood it back in the day. Don't get me wrong. Like we didn't have many options and stuff, but find me a car in the last 15 years that doesn't have Bluetooth like built into it for your convenience, right? Like every car has it, and they're just walking, they're driving like this, and it's like speakerphone. Because I never understood this versus this. Like what's the problem with the transition here? Like why? Like if you're driving like this, it's like okay, something must be broken. You're talking on a telephone, but for some reason this is better, like this thing where you're kind of like eating a pizza pie. I never understood that.
I think it might be like it's like if you're a certain age, you lived with having to hold a phone for so long
Yeah.
that you just like need it. Otherwise, yeah, it's like, dude, put it down and put both hands on the wheel, you schmuck.
Do you think I sent you a message earlier in the week? Do you think we could pull off, or do you think it would even make sense to pull off a morning drive where we actually podcast live while in traffic? Or do you think that would be too dangerous and too distracting or not technologically available?
I don't think it would be dangerous.
I think it would be no more dangerous than talking on the phone while driving, which I
Yeah,
do all the time.
yeah, yeah. And sometimes I even FaceTime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like I said, I'm like on the road at like 9.
Yeah. Oh, that's late then. Yeah.
But that could change. I'm hoping that could change. The more people that they get, then my schedule will go back to normal.
All right.
Monday through Friday.
Yeah, I just think that would be kind of fun. I was thinking more about it. I'm like, what? Like we'd probably use our phones to begin with, but then I was like, of course, I went down a rabbit hole of I'm like, all right, so like, what if we had 360 cameras and then we had a shot of the road, like so everyone would see where we're driving and like what's happening like around us, so we're like whoa, like like if somebody cuts us off, like,
Oh, that'd be cool.
and then I just thought that would be kind of funny that we'd see like us actually like moving through traffic, so like when we're like, oh, we're in traffic, like we're actually
Oh,
in
that's
traffic.
good. That's good. That's like a good live thing that people would just stare at and wait for something to happen. But
Which
it's
is
also like asking
hilarious.
to get in an accident. Oh, dude. I
But,
mean,
but then if we're in an accident, it's recorded, so.
there is this new. I don't know if it's new, but it's like I've stumbled upon it. Where, God, man, it's like an old like Carney level trick to like get people to watch. Where like it looks like something's about to happen.
Hmm.
Like here's an example. There's a big giant tank of fish, goldfish, maybe a little bit bigger than goldfish, but they're orange. And above them is a plastic bag full of like fish food. And like these little tiny darts are like slowly
Yeah.
circling it and poking holes in it. And
Yeah.
it looks like it's about to open and like the fish are going to go. But dude, it's on a loop.
Oh my gosh.
And it gets to a point where, dude, like the holes are so like it looks like it's gonna rip any second, but these needles are just totally never going to hit it because it's just too like loose. You know what I mean? Like it's not tight
Yeah.
enough for it to pop.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like an old like carnival. Like you can't get that ball in that hoop because the dimensions are like just a little different than normal. You know what I mean? Like
No, no, I know
making sure.
exactly what you mean. It's like all about the release. You're like, all right, like let's
Yeah. It has to be
so
perfect.
pop. It's kind of like that old internet video of the girl watching the people put the blocks, like put the kids' toys away, and they're like all different shapes. and it's like, okay, so the square goes in the square hole, and she's like, yeah, like she's like watching it, she's like, yep, square goes in the square hole, and she's like, and then they're like, and the circle one also goes in the square hole because the square hole is like big enough to fit it, and then it's like, and the triangle one goes in the square hole again. And you're like, no, like they all go in the square hole, but there's like cutouts for everything, but they're just putting everything in the giant square hole. It was just,
Right, it's just
but
easier.
I was talking to the kids about that with music because they say that with like I think it was like Chopin. Um, he would
Chopin.
he would do a lot of his music where you would start on a note and then you'd go like up and down, but you'd never land on the note until the end of the song. So you'd like start on like an E, and then you'd go up and you'd go down and you'd get close and you might hit an E sharp. Like you're hitting all these notes that are just dancing around it. And the whole time you're like, oh God, please just give me the damn E. Like I just want to get back to where I started. Like your brain is set to get back to where it started. And so it was just like, get back there. And then at the very end, it's like, and you're like, ah, what a great music. And I was talking to the kids about it because they were obsessed with the Demon Hunters movie. And,
So are my kids.
and I
The
was,
Korean influence on the youth of America right now is quite interesting. It's quite fascinating,
is it
quite surprising.
the K-pop?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty huge. Halloween costumes.
Yeah. Hopefully I get
That's
to
that's when
avoid
you
that
know
one.
you've made it in.
Yeah. Once you make a, once you're a Halloween
When you
costume.
become a Halloween costume in America, whew, you
But I
can
was,
pay for drinks.
I was trying to explain to them how like the popular music like in that was it does the same thing, like it goes around and then it lands back
Dun
on the
dun
note that you
dun.
started with, and that's why it like feel you're like, oh, that feels good, like why is this song so good? I'm like, well,
They're
it's
all so catchy.
they're very catchy, yeah, and
Dun dun dun.
it's on the radio now too, so I was surprised that
Thank
we were listening in the car and they were playing the songs from it. It's like
It's
number one
huge.
hits, huge,
They're huge.
they're
They're
huge.
gonna be huge. Korean, beautiful Korean.
But we were
Uh,
also sitting around watching. We got to watch the Eagles game at the Phillies game the other day. We were at the Phillies game that would have been the clincher, and they lost. The Royals came back and won, and just let up such a lead that there was no way we could catch up. And it was still an exciting
yeah.
game, but it ended, and then they announced, if you'd like to stick around, you can watch the Mets game, which is currently in the ninth. I think they're playing the Rangers, and so they put the Mets game up on the Fanavision because if the Mets lost, the Phillies would clinch, right? So
Right.
they're
We
like, you
were
can
in.
stick around and watch this, and it was like in the ninth, and there was two runners on for the Rangers or something like that. So I think they thought it would be over right away, and it wasn't. It went into extra innings, and so it was like around 4 o'clock. So then the Eagles game started, and so they couldn't play any commercials, right? So they had the Mets game on, and then it would just show like a Phillies P, and everyone would just be kind of like staring into space, and so like it was just like us and the cleaning up people, and and
So
so
silly.
so then they started putting the Eagles game on too. They're like, we're going to put the Eagles game on during the Mets commercials. So now the Fanavision is switching back and forth between the Mets game and the Eagles game, like for us,
That's crazy.
which was awesome. And then and nobody's like around. Like we had basically the whole upper deck to ourselves. So we're just like lounging. It's just us and the security guard that's also just watching the game. And nobody was like pushing you out or kicking you out. Like you were just hanging out in the stadium. It was so much fun, and
So
the
great.
kids went around and like collected up all like the cups and souvenirs and anything that like people there was like so much stuff that people left, like just tons of like the cup that they're charging you $10 for with like soda in it. So they were like, can we take these? I was like, yeah, go rinse them out in the bathroom, like free cup, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So it was awesome. So Leo was like super pumped. He got like all these, like it was like a Wheeler Cup, and it was like signed, and we found all these koozies. I found John's 30th birthday
Oh yeah,
koozies. And I was like, oh, that's perfect.
it's still
So,
there.
so that worked out. But it was such a cool experience just to be able to like hang out there, and like they're just changing the channel back and forth for you. And then eventually the Mets won with like a crazy walk off
Eh.
home run, 3-run homer,
Oh
and then they
gosh.
shut it down. They're like, "Thanks for coming, get out,"
Get
and
the fuck out of
it
here.
was like 10 fans and like 100 Aramark people, so it was really funny.
And did they show the did they show the Eagles? How did the Eagles win that game? I kind of remember it being crazy, or did we just
Well, this was only I
moonwalk
mean,
and
we only
go
got to
away?
see like the first like two commercial breaks of the Eagles game while we were there. Like it wasn't forever.
Oh, that's
And
right.
it was mostly playing the Mets game. So anytime the Mets game was on, we weren't watching the Eagles. So there were still like parts where it didn't line up. I'm trying to think of the first game. That was a close one too.
Yeah, like we won at the end. Dude, every game this year has been
Last
a
one was
freaking bomb
insane. That was
burner. A
nuts.
bomb burner.
I
There's a
thought
bomb burner.
I thought that was done. I thought that was over. I thought that was like signed. Like okay, we had one blocked field goal. That happens like once in a blue moon. Here comes another one. Okay, like I get that there's like a you know 1 in a million chance, right? But the fact the fact that it happened, I was like, no way. That's so embarrassing. Like all I felt was for like the special teams. Like,
I
what
can
what
imagine.
are you gonna do? Like you're
I
broken.
can imagine your. I can imagine like if your dad was at like a party where that game was after that happening, him asking everyone like to like make 1,000% sure they were telling the truth as many times as he can as he
Oh yeah.
needed to. When was the last time you saw two field goals blocked in one game?
Oh yeah. Absolutely right. I
Like
mean,
it is insane. It never happens, and especially it's not a walk off like block touchdown.
and it was like you're well within field goal range. Like it was like an extra point almost. Like it was just a chip shot.
Dude, you can watch this shot from like behind the Eagles, like it's like the Eagles are closest to the camera
Yeah.
during that kick, and I should like snap back. Okay, there we go. And the two linemen, whatever the guy's name is who blocked it and then picked it up and ran to the end zone, and the guy next to him,
Oh yeah.
they knew, dude. They knew that they were just gonna like mow the guys down that were trying to block them because you can see them talking to each other before the snap, and they're almost like on their knees because they're like just like slowly, and then they just walk through those guys, dude. But they like knew beforehand, like
I,
you can't stop us. We have like 200 pounds on you.
I do remember like like right before the play started when the line was going up, it seemed like everybody was way too nonchalant. I'm like, why are
Yes.
they not like revving to go? Like why are they not, you know, just ready to jump at it? And maybe what you're explaining makes a lot more sense. They're like, oh, this is gonna be fun. Like
They're like, oh, they just can't stop us.
we're just gonna like catch the ball. Like we're gonna be
It
right
was
there.
so cool because they got through. That guy blocked it, and then
Mhm.
like one of the cornerbacks came flying in and like pushed the holder out of the way so that the guy who blocked it could then pick it up
Oh my gosh,
and run. It
it
was
it's
quite insane.
a dream for a D lineman to like not just not just run, not even just get the ball and get to run, but to get the ball on a blocked punt or field goal and pick it up and then actually get to run it all the way back for a touchdown to end the game. Like it's insane. It's like there's no better dream. Like that guy just went to bed like just a big smile, like I did it. Like tomorrow, I feel bad for him. Like this week because I don't think anything's ever going to live up to that. Like that's going to be like his Tom Brady moment, like where he wins the Super Bowl and he's like, "Ah, what do I do now? Like this is it."
Yeah, like I don't know if that guy's like a rookie or he's pretty young, but like even if he does get a Super Bowl or doesn't have, like he has one already, I still think this will be like his career highlight.
Yeah.
Even if he like gets a Super Bowl or has one already.
So much. I mean, that play, I bet he would trade for a ring. Like if they were like a ring or that play, it's like that play. Like no
Yeah,
doubt,
man.
because
Because
it's
that
way
play
too
will
much
be
fun.
played before Sports Center and before Super Bowls. It'll just be a play that's played forever in highlight reels.
But it's also like it's like a 12-year-old's dream. Like when you're out there and you're playing football with your friends and stuff like that. Like that's the
Yeah,
dream, right? Like the fact because when you're on D, you don't really get a chance. Like you might like especially as a D lineman, like you're not getting an interception. Like you're lucky to get a fumble or something like that. But to get a blocked punt like on special teams and pick it up and run it back, it's like that's
it's almost
that's the inner
not even a
dream.
dream. It's like further than a
I
dream.
know, right? It's completely improbable. It's like you pasted four dreams together and they all happened. You know,
Right,
it's like
right, right.
two outs, bottom of the ninth.
Fractions
Like,
of
yeah,
dreams.
it's awesome.
But what I wanted to say about the Eagles specifically, especially right after that play, when Cooper DeJean like just jumped into the crowd and was like celebrating with the fans, and these kids, these 12-year-old, 15-year-old dudes are losing their minds because he's right there and they can like touch him. And I'm like, dude, there is such a like a comfort or like a safety with the Eagles and the fans
Oh my
now.
gosh.
You know what I mean?
I
Like
know exactly what you mean.
the players don't fear our fans like at all. And I mean, yes, it's because they're good, but like I just feel like they're like no one's gonna do anything stupid.
I
Like
was
they have
there,
complete
like
trust.
when they
Yeah,
had the parade. We were standing right there, and they that's where they came out. That's where they all got out of the van and started walking around, and they just started high fiving everybody. And we're like, and the
that's what
police were
made me
like,
think of it.
the police were like, whoa, like what do we do? Like how do we keep this secure? And they're just like, we don't like he had the trophy like right there, like right in front of people. Like it was insane. I'm like, but everybody was just like, oh, yo, good job, like nice, like I think there's kind of this balance of a good thing happening and people
Yeah,
respecting it. Like there is an inner respect for being able to witness a good thing happening and have it not be about you, right? Like have it be about the moment. And I think in that case it was like, I'm not talking about the whole parade, but in at least in the section that we were in, it was at least like 3,000 people or something like that. And everybody was like, "Oh, it's happening and we're all
it
in
it
it,"
does.
and they're in it
Yes,
with us, right? And so we're not going to ruin it. And that was just the coolest thing about it, because everybody was just cool. And it's like, no, but people are selfish. People are going to try to take the trophy or, you know, try to get a piece of your shirt or something like that. And it's like, no, we're fine. Like if they went like, hey, everybody open up here. We're gonna walk down a different street now. It would be more like the scene from Rocky where it's like all the neighborhood kids are just like, yeah, like we're with you, but you lead the way because you won the Super Bowl and like we enjoyed it. Thanks.
like could you imagine if someone tried to like do anything negative to any of those players, like what the Philadelphia crowd would just make them turn into like dust.
Oh yeah,
They would just turn into the street.
it would be like a zombie apocalypse. Like you just grab, like they would just, it'd just be all these like hands on whoever's doing it, and they would just go. Yeah, it would be like the guy in Ghost. He would just get pulled into the shadows, and
Yeah,
you wouldn't even see what happened. It would just disappear.
yeah. And I saw that like when Cooper jumped in there, and I was like, it's so funny. Like no one's like even afraid. Like there was the Lambeau leap, at Lambeau
Yeah.
Field, the Packers, like when they, but like he just like jumped over the wall and was like standing right next to seats, and people were like getting up out of their seats and like running over to him and like hitting him on the shoulder and like, good job. And I was like, oh, they just like know that they're so loved right now that
Yeah.
no one's going to do anything dangerous or foolish to them. Uh, and it's pretty amazing, this team.
It also might be the fact that
Wild.
those seats are probably like $1 million each or something like that
Yeah.
for the game.
Right. Right.
So the
It's
people
like
that are in them are like, I'm
they're
not
not.
gonna lose these seats.
You're right.
No, but I think
Yeah.
it's more the goodwill. I think good. I don't think that would
Yeah.
matter too much. If somebody already has those seats,
Yeah. Yeah.
then money isn't the problem.
Yeah. I think. Gosh, Jalen Hurts hasn't lost a game in like a long time.
He looks so calm too. Like you remember how much emotion we used to get out of like McNabb and stuff like that, where it's like if McNabb was like in that game and we're like the field goal was about to come, like he would have his like head down and like a towel over his head, and it would be like this big like oh man, we lost the game. But Hertz was just sitting there like, tell me if I have to go back in. I'm ready. Like in case you need me. Like he just looks prepared, like he's not
He
he's
always like just does. I don't know. It's like it's not like he does enough to win, but he's never like, well, like I heard him like arguing with the Chiefs lineman, and he was like, you don't even have 100 yards in this game," and it was like the fourth quarter. And Jalen Rose was like, "Yeah, but we're winning. Like we're winning.
yeah, I don't have
My
100 yards.
stats. Who cares? Other people are contributing to this win." I was just like, oh yeah, he is such a leader. Like he became such a leader because, man, they just put together such a team.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. Like
No,
it's who was it? Was it Westbrook? Was it like didn't Westbrook like one day he was running it all the way back, but to win the game he just like kneeled down on the 1 yard line. He was like running the ball back, and there was like maybe like a minute 30 left on the clock, and he was like, like if I kneel it, we'll win the game because we'll just run the clock out. But if we score, like they could still have a chance to like come back and get it back from us or something it was a smart play, but he gave up like his own stats for doing it. I think I remember it because I was probably playing him in fantasy, and I'm like, what? Why are you stopping? Just go in,
right? Because
you
he
know. But
ran like 112 yards because he was
yeah,
like zigzagging all over, and then yeah, he like broke away and was like away from everyone and
yeah,
ran like to the line and then just like kneeled down,
and
and
just
then the game
stopped.
ended.
It's like, all right, like this will leave us with options. Then we can run the clock down and just score then or something. It's like it's that lack of selfishness and just and understanding the game and stuff like that. That's important. It's hard to find good role models too. So I think he's one of the best. Like Hertz is, I think, one of the best role models for kids looking
I
up to
know.
him too.
I know. He he's great. Saquon, it's like the coolest thing ever. He went to Penn State and now he's like a Super Bowl champion with the Eagles, and he's like this iconic move, pose that obviously they're overdoing, but it's like Iverson's stomp, Saquon's jump.
That
It's like
was
that
insane.
forever.
That was so crazy.
And what is it, like week 4?
Yeah, it's
Oh
flying
wow.
by. It's flying by. Should we give out some advice? Let's see if I can remember these. Let's see. Was that a plane?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that sounded a little.
We really trust planes, don't we? Like we just really trust that they're going to just go ahead and stay up there. There's like thousands above our head at any given moment. We're just like, yep, this is fine. I trust you.
I can't
Spraying.
compute it.
spraying your pee all over us. Um,
Yeah, and your gasoline, your
your ga-
atomized gasoline.
oh my gosh! All right,
And
let's
what is
see.
the Punisher?
It's one of our things.
Oh,
Uh, I think I just came up with funny names for the titles.
okay.
Uh, I, 35 male, have been married to my wife, 32 female, for 6 years, together for 10. We have two kids, a son, 5 months, and a daughter just born last year. The issue started a year and a half. Man, like you, the year, the issue
I
started
know.
a
My
year. It's
gosh,
like, is this a
so much
math problem? This
unnecessary.
is
Yeah, like, do we need to memorize these dates?
We've been married for 6 years. And then my son's five. Wait, how does this work out? We have two kids, a son, 5M. Oh, 5 male, 5 years old, male. I read it as 5 months old because you already said son. So I already knew it was male. So you're giving me extra information. So I thought it was 5 months. And then I was like, and daughter born last year. And I'm like, wait, what?
He's
Why didn't you
Chris
put
Farley of
parentheses F?
Wayne's World.
Why don't you put a daughter, parenthesis F, if you're going to complete your structure here? All right.
Yeah, if you're gonna be such a dick about
Just rub it in my face. All right. The issue started a year and a half ago when I was asked to resign from my job. I admit it, losing my job was my fault. A more experienced coworker and I didn't see eye to eye on anything. She went behind my back and spoke poorly of me to our mutual boss, and I simply refused to do things the way she wanted them done. And I was a bit of a prick about it. See, you're right, John. He was acting just like his first sentence. He admits he's a prick.
it. Gonna be a
Never
dick.
never anything that could get me in trouble with HR, but enough to make it obvious I didn't like her and didn't want to be there. So eventually I wasn't. My wife wanted me to take the job in the first my I'm sorry. My wife never wanted me to take the job in the first place and spent the entire 2 years I worked there reminding me of that fact. She told
Yikes.
me she told me over and over that I didn't just that if I didn't just go along to get along,
Go
I'd
along to get along.
go. Is that a saying? I don't think I've ever heard that.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
All right.
It's like Southern.
Yeah, maybe it's more southern. Okay. To go along to get along, I'd end up in trouble, and when she turned out to be right, our marriage took a big hit. She was pregnant with our daughter at the time and suddenly became the primary breadwinner, and the stress was too much. When I didn't find a new job immediately, her anger, I did not know what this was about, so I did not pick this out because we were both recently unemployed.
Yeah,
But
I
I
know.
guess we'll have a good way. Like we'll probably feel more sympathy going through this. All right.
Yeah, we'll be able to relate.
When I didn't find a new job immediately, her anger grew and she asked me to leave. Since
Oh,
then, I have busted my ass to make it right. I found a crappy part time job, shout out to Target, until I landed a much better job in my field. I spent a year in therapy working through my issues, especially why I couldn't put my family first and my pride second. After about 6 months of crashing in my cousin's spare bedroom, my wife let me come home, but not fully.
what?
I slept in the basement on an old fold out couch that the previous homeowners left behind. There's been no intimacy between us since we conceived our daughter and since I came back. That's extended from just being no sex to being no nothing, no kisses, no hugs. If I even get to hear, if I even get near her for anything other than taking the baby for a diaper change, I get reprimanded. I'm working 3 jobs now to try and
Oh,
compensate for the losses when I was unemployed, and one is a work from home job late at night, which she constantly interrupts me at, always over something she can turn into a fight. Last week it was about the dog and why I hadn't taken her out, and how that was the reason she went to the bathroom on the living room floor.
oh,
For context, I got home from job number one, changed, went to job number two, and then got home just in time to start work at job number three. She was off the entire day for lunch with her. She was off the entire day for lunch with her mom and the kids, and was home when I got there and left and came back. And when I got there and left and came back. Okay. Yesterday was the point where I started to
Cautious.
wonder where I started to wonder if there's really no saving the marriage. Our son had to get tubes put in his ears because he inherited my habit of getting almost monthly ear infections. They told us that he
Habit.
they told us
Habit.
that he'd probably feel awful for the rest of the day and would likely
Kind of
run a
cool.
fever. But if those were the only issues, there was no need to call or bring him back. My mother-in-law came to help out, and when my son, as predicted, spiked a fever 100.2, she she and my wife both became extremely upset and demanded that I call the doctor. I tried to point out that they specifically said this would happen, but neither of them would listen. My mother in law said that part of parenting was knowing better than a doctor, and that I had clearly not learned anything about not always thinking I knew best. Yeah, I
Well,
see the contradiction, but my wife didn't. I took her aside into our bedroom and tried to talk to her calmly, but she wasn't budging and kept telling me that her mother knew what was right. Oh, there's a
still
third
gonna
part.
go. Okay, take
Oh,
them.
sorry.
See ya. I'll be here.
I asked her point blank if my opinion even mattered or if her mother's was the only one that did. She said that she was listening to her mom because, unlike me, at least her opinion I can respect, quote unquote. I called the doctor. They said to give my son a popsicle. I did. He felt better. I spent the rest of the night sitting in the corner of the living room, not speaking and only doing what my wife and mother in law said we should. Eventually, my wife took our son to sleep with her in the master bedroom, and my mother in law took the guest room, and I went back downstairs. I know I effed up. I know I have. I know I have things to atone for, but is this me making up for my mistakes or me getting my ass kicked because no one in my family respects me anymore? My
Oh, he's working 3 jobs. I mean, that's
gosh,
pretty brutal.
this story changed your hat. Um,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, the story is kind of, I feel like there's like two stories here, and I feel like the second one's easier to acknowledge before we get to like the jobs part.
Acknowledge.
I feel like the kid running a fever and your wife or mother-in-law saying to call the doctor. This one's not too hard. You just call the doctor. Um, because calling the doctor isn't the same as bringing the kid in. You just call the doctor. Doctors often do say, we expect a fever and you can call when there's a fever. Just do that. That seems like a weird line to draw in the sand and say, I will not call the doctor. They already told us that this would happen. It's like, what? Just do it. If it makes everybody feel better, just do it. It's better to trouble the doctor than your wife.
I know.
So,
Doctor doesn't live with you.
yeah. And I mean, normally doctors do make a note that the kid has a fever. And it's like, okay, great if the fever continues. And you can see that the outcome was the doctor was like, give the kid a popsicle. And you did. And that take it down. Or the doctor will say, give the kid some Tylenol. I mean, the kid's 5, so you can give the kid some Tylenol, at least for right now. and then, get it, taken care of. So that just seems like you're being dumb for that part. Um, the three
I agree.
jobs.
I know, like, what do you mean 3 jobs? Like, how can that be worth it? Unless it's like you work like 2 days a week on this job, 2 days a week on this one, three on the, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
it's like,
really, really part timey.
well, I mean, I've done 2 jobs back to back where you work 9 to 5 and then like 6 to 11. And
Hmm.
it's sort of sustainable, right? Like, but also there's like the family life, right? Like you still,
Yeah,
if you're trying to
kids.
get back in with your family, contributing with like I feel like it'd be funny if the wife actually did kick him out for only not having a job. Like
Right.
that's like if she got mad at him for, interviewing for a job, but then him saying like that job is beneath me or something like that. Like then,
Right.
after 6 months, it's like yeah, like everything starts looking pretty good. So
Yeah, right.
I I
There
don't
is nothing beneath you now. Everything is over you.
yeah. Like I feel like he's kind of
Unfortunately.
painting in a broad stroke here, where it's kind of like I'm the deadbeat, like I didn't
Yeah,
try hard enough or something.
I don't understand some of his last final words, his final thoughts, where he's like, "I know I have much to atone for." It's like you just lost your job. Like, did he have an affair and I just missed that part?
Yeah, that's a good point. He's
Like,
like
did
he's
he?
like I
What are
know I
his
have a
sins?
lot to atone for. I haven't shared any of those things with you, but I'd really like everyone's opinion on them.
I'd like to stay the baby face of this story.
Why? Yes. Since I
Yeah.
ended up killing that dog after he went on the living room floor, but I have many things to atone to, just like
I have
everyone here.
many things to atone for, like the murder. But we'll get to that next week. Let me know, fans.
3 jobs though. 3 jobs is a lot, and then it seems like your wife wants some attention during your third job, so maybe lose that one. I don't know.
Trying to remember, I think when I first moved here, I had 3 jobs, like at one point for like 1 week, and I worked every day. But I can't remember what the second or the third one was. It was like I was working for the radio station as like a glorified paid intern. I was waiting tables at the restaurant hotel thing. I don't know. I can't remember.
Were you setting up
Maybe
like were you setting up like chairs on the beach or something, or was that part
I
of the
wasn't.
restaurant?
I was like serving people food, but it was like
Oh, okay,
mostly just drinks because they got like the free buffet.
gotcha.
But it was usually rich foreigners
Yeah,
who either didn't tip or way over tipped because they were like showing off.
that's fine by me. Show
Man,
off all you want.
man.
Yeah,
And then I ignored every other table.
yeah. I don't think I ever had three. Like maybe in high school I had 3 jobs at the same time, but it wasn't like 3 full-time jobs. It was like papers and Clemens and roadies. Like I think I had all those 3 at the same time.
Thompson. Thompson was college.
Yeah, Thompson was later for me. You guys were there, but I don't think I came into Thompson until college years.
Yeah.
Maybe that I think I had 2 jobs then. I had the township job where I cut grass, and then I might have had Thompson
Oh yeah.
mixed in. Yeah,
Forgot
but
about the landscaping duties.
I got that was awesome. That was a great job to get. Like I was like in super shape from that job because all I did was just wear jeans in August in like 4 foot of grass. Right, like so I was just sweating all day long, like nonstop, like in like one of those terrible, freebie T-shirts that like or like they only come in XXL or
Dude,
something.
I
And don't
remember
breathe.
that you had like the oh, it almost looked like you're gonna have this for the rest of your life. Farmer's tan,
Oh
right?
my
Like
gosh.
the short sleeve and like this. It was so contrasted.
Yeah, I
It
don't
was
even.
amazing.
I'm sure I put sunblock
Tattoo.
on, but I do not remember putting sunblock on. Like I just remember just being out in the sun like all day, just be sweating. And then I hated lunch. That was the worst because I knew I was only making like I don't know 7.50 an hour or something like that, and you'd get to lunch and they'd stop at like some grocery store, and I'd look at like the salad bar and it would be like $2 a pound of some or like it would be like some thing where like if I put it on the scale, I'm like, well, there's like no matter what I did, whatever I was getting for lunch was an hour's worth of work. And I'd be
Right.
like I'm like I'm packing lunch tomorrow. Like I can't keep doing this. Like, this is horrible
Right.
because it's like it's like I could have just taken a nap for 2 hours and I would have saved more than this.
I know, and I hate like eating and then like getting back up and doing like physical stuff, like
Ugh.
you can really screw yourself.
It
You
was
can overdo it.
it was so great when you'd like wait for like on a rainy day. It was like, oh yes, because rainy days you would still get paid because they can't like
Oh,
not pay you, but you can't cut any
oh, nice.
grass. So they'd be like, all right, like we're gonna sharpen the blades on the mowers or something. You'd be like, okay. Like so, I'm just gonna like stand in front of a
Nice.
grinder and pretend I'm doing something for a whole hour. It's great.
Nice.
It's fantastic. But then, I mean, you knew you were going to pay for it because when the rain stopped the next day, now you had
Oh,
like
right.
five
Everything's
parks to
huge.
do. Like you had nonstop cutting to do.
Yeah.
So you couldn't just like space it out um,
Uh,
every day.
that's
But
good though.
yeah. And I learned a lot about like
Peaceful.
unions too, because they were like in a union. So I operated outside of it, but like uh,
Mhm.
they'd have all these like union discussions and stuff in the morning, like when everyone would show up with coffee and like they'd all just be like, sitting there
Oh, wow.
waiting for like the like not like
Fist.
8:30 to hit or something, and they'd be talking like, all right, everybody, I got like a message from the union, and like we're gonna try to get these three things. Last year we had this, and we're gonna raise our pay by 2% or something. Like, and they
Wow.
all like discuss it. And I was like
Get
18.
this up to a vote.
I was like, what is this?
2/3. That's crazy, dude. I remember that movie, but I want to like watch it again. That Fist, Federation of Interstate Truckers, with Stallone. I think we
Oh,
watched it in Algio's class.
what what was it called?
It was called Fist, but it was like FIST, Federal Federation of Interstate Truckers.
And
Fist.
did he start that
Garage
after
Fist.
Over the Top?
I can't remember. It was like right around there.
Like maybe like made friends, like he got to meet people who like did the trucking, and then he's like, oh, I'm gonna like back them up. Wow, that's
Yeah, I
interesting. I don't know
bet,
about that.
dude. I bet that's probably
I'll have
not
to make that
far off.
connection.
Or it's just a sequel.
I still haven't finished that Over the Top video, so that would be a cool thing to add to it. I'll have to remember that to
What
put
over the top
put
one?
fist. I've been working on that. I mean, not working on it. I haven't worked on it at all. That's the problem. But
Oh,
I was working on a video series called That One Scene, and it like I was trying to go through and pick like one scene from a movie that was like
oh yeah.
like a defining moment or the moment that stuck with me the most. And so I started making one for the over the top, and it was funny because it's not the scene that you'd probably think. Like it wasn't like the ultimate like climax or something that happens like earlier in it. It's like this like random scene in like the mid, like close to the end, but not all the way. And it's like the weirdest thing ever. And I was like, what is happening? And so I picked that one.
Oh,
But I
that's a good idea to do for anything like
yeah.
sporting events or like just moments or weird moments, interesting moments, good, bad. Not first or not third, not second, but first. Second sucks.
Second sucks.
That's
Yeah.
over the top.
But I still have not finished it. It's like I have to get back to editing it. I just have not sat down to do. I haven't just haven't hadn't it. I had tons of time. I was unemployed. I could have done it easily then. But when you're unemployed, it's like there's like this
Oh, dude,
weight.
it's so weird.
There's like a weight on you that doesn't allow you to kind of really like
Right.
there's certain days where you could do creative things, and it's like, and sometimes it felt good. Like sometimes it felt like, all right, I accomplished something, right? But in the back of your mind while you're doing it, it's like, but you could be searching job searches, like you could be working on a resume, you could be calling somebody, like you could, like time is ticking, and there's not really that much time during the day. Like if you have a
Mm-mm.
job and you're working 9 to 5, like it feels like you're away for a really long time, but you're not. You're not.
No,
Like most of
it's
that's like
so weird.
bathroom time and like driving and
Yeah.
all these other things, and like when you're just home like looking for a job, it's like, all right, like I'm going to start the day, and if you start at 9, dude, it's like 3 before you know. Like it's really fast. You're like, all right, I finished my resume. One resume for one job. Okay, the day's over. Should I send it
Yeah.
today or tomorrow when someone's actually going to read it? It doesn't matter. It's a
D-
bot. You're rejected. Oh, I'm glad I spent my
Dude.
entire day doing that.
Yeah, dude, I know. That was the whole thing. It's like, all right, I'm at least gonna try and like see how high I can get my YouTube channel. So I was like, I gotta do a video a day. I just have to. And it did give me that sense of like accomplishment.
Yeah,
But
it's a good goal.
then it was like, I'm almost doing it too much
Uh,
now. And I'm like, I need to like get a damn job. And I remember like there was like a week where I took like 3 walks a day, like long ones,
yeah,
because I was just like, all right, well, I've been here for an hour at this desk clicking away, and I feel no accomplishment. So
right,
if
right,
I go like sweat for a half hour, I will at least feel like I did a thing. I
right.
will physically feel like
Well,
I did a
you
thing.
can measure it too. Like I walked 3 miles. Like no matter what
Right.
anybody says, 3 miles were walked by me. I accomplished. Right. Like it's so yeah. That was such a tough time. Um, the best advice I got was to and I think this is similar to like what you're going through with the new job now too. It's like the best advice I got was to go on informational interviews. So to like find people and call like write down people's names that like or that I knew or like I used to go to school with or anything really. Like just find people and ask them about their job. Like just kind of
No,
get
dude. I
them
mean,
talking.
that's insane because that's what I do all day. Is I'm just talking to people. I should, instead of pitching this silly, I should be like,
Well, you
so what
should
do
still
you
do your
do?
job. You still should do
What do
your
you
job thing,
do?
but it can't. But yeah, no, people love talking about themselves.
I
So
should get into that first, way more.
if anything, it at least gets you into it because who knows? It's like, well, I own buildings or something like that. It's like, do you own an apartment complex? Do you want to put some solar panels on an apartment complex? Like, then it's like 10 homes in one, you know?
Well, yeah.
We'll put a,
We only do homes now, but
well, all
yes.
right,
Oh
fine.
no.
Good quick.
Come on. Well,
Can you hear me?
there you go. There
There
we
you
go.
go.
It's always a scary moment.
All right.
So I still don't understand why the Punisher. Okay, so like his wife is punishing him.
Yeah, I think that's what he said or something like that. Like,
Must atone.
well,
Seems
it,
he's
I mean,
grieved.
I struggle with this too. Like, so, like every once in a while, like even I get like in a mode where it's like everybody's against me. Like back to that like Adler thing I've said like 100 times, right? Like the poor me or that bad person, right? Like you get into a poor me or that bad person mentality, and it's like, all right, like nothing I do is right, everything I do is wrong. Like the mother-in-law said something, and I didn't take it to heart, so you like her better than like you regress into like a kid,
Yeah.
and it's just like you got to get it out of that, and it's really hard to like it's easy for me to go like get out of it, and then like I won't get out of it. I'll be like like
You know
especially
what's
after like
funny?
3 jobs.
I watched. I'm like rewatching Lost. I'm not like really watching it. I'm just kind of like putting it on when I go to sleep.
Right.
You know. So I like am listening to a lot of it. And that episode where Kate and Sawyer are, I forget what they're even doing, but they're out in the woods,
Is it like
and
when
it's like,
when they're drinking the like the little bottles?
yeah, they're
Yeah,
playing Never Have I Ever,
yeah, yeah, I
and
remember that.
Kate says something to him that's like so mean, but it's also like true. And I was like, I related to it so much where I was like, yeah, like you can't like you can't keep defending what you went through in the past
Hmm.
when it comes up and like when it triggers you or you know what I mean?
Right.
Because she's like, never have I ever carried around a letter because I can't get over my baggage.
Right.
Carried around
Yeah.
a letter my whole life because something like that, and I was like, ooh, and Sawyer was like, he drank or whatever. He like was like, fuck, you're right. And I was like, that's good. That
Yeah.
damn show.
Yeah.
That damn show. That first season was as good as any first season of TV, I think, like, ever.
Oh yeah. It was
It's so fun, that
and it
damn
had
first
such a
season.
good structure for it too. I mean,
Yeah.
I was like I've been in the mornings. I've been listening to these like lectures of philosophy, and it made me think of Lost because like a lot of the characters are named after philosophers.
Hmm.
So like there was a whole episode between Locke and Rousseau, and I was just like sitting there and I'm like, run, hide, or die. You know, like I couldn't.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing? It was
They're
so
funny.
good. Run, hide. We saw
Black
that
smoke.
replay like so many times in the show. Previously, their previously couldn't have been
Ooh,
better. By the way, I feel like their
the
previouslys
others.
were always so good because it would always show you like exactly what you needed before it. Like
Previously on Lost.
some shows do terrible with that. Very good, by the way, but a lot of shows like do terrible. They're like previously on this show, and they show you like a whole bunch of stuff, and then none of that matters to the episode, and you're like, what what were you doing?
I know.
Or it's
Lost
too
would,
specific, right? Like it's like these three things are going to be
right, they would give it
important.
away.
Maybe this guy might die. These three things,
but but Lost would go back and at least be like, wow, it is obviously from a flashback episode 2 years ago, Claire.
Right. You're actually going
So
to need this information.
sorry,
You're
we
going to
have
forget
to
it. Right.
at least jog your memory for Claire, who's such like a spotty character.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like only about her, or she's like not. She's on screen for like 5 seconds an episode.
In the end, it was just kind of like, oh yeah, she had the baby. And here she is. She's fine. Don't worry about her.
Yeah, she got home. She got back safe.
She turned evil, sort of. Not really.
She went Rousseau. Remember, she got island crazy.
Oh yeah, she got island crazy. That's what it was.
She had the fake baby. That was good. That was a wrestling writing.
Do you want to do one more, or you want to call it? How you feeling?
Yeah, I just wanted to know if you were watching that.
Oh, sorry.
You're not watching that Amanda Knox show because it's based on a true story, and like I didn't know anything about it. And when I dug into it, I was like,
Oh, I forgot to put that on the list. Yeah, sorry.
no, it's okay. I just remembered.
I'll switch to other stuff.
Do you know, like, but do
No,
you
I don't.
know
I don't
anything?
know anything about it.
Dude, this girl went over to Europe, went over to Italy, but not like, one of the known Italy abroad places, kind of like I don't know,
Like the country, like
like
just
a
like
poorer town in Italy, like a poor city in Italy. And one of her British roommates, who was also studying abroad, got murdered. And like, she wasn't even there, but like the Italian police and Justice Department or whatever, their judges and their cops, they just picked her. And even when like they found like all this DNA of like another dude who like was often visiting the guys who lived in the bottom floor,
yeah.
they gave him like a speedy trial and like got him out of there. But because this girl was like attractive and like the media was all over it, and they were like she was like their first pick, they like wouldn't back down. And they just like made shit up, dude. And they did that like Making a Murderer, where they just like exhaust you until you're just like, yeah, it was somebody else. It wasn't. It was me. It was me. It was me. I did it. I
Oh,
did it.
jeez. Yeah.
You know. She like accused someone who had nothing to do with it. But like the show, like it's all about her meeting the like prosecutor, the guy who like just decided it was her, regardless of like hardly any evidence.
So it's like, is it real people Like is it really, is it like her, and is it like a documentary?
No, it's like a show. It's like a series.
Okay.
But she like produced it. Like she was like there writing it.
Okay, so
So
it's like a
it's it's in a lot of Italian because they're over there in their cockamamie court system,
wow.
which is so bizarre and weird. But she goes to jail in Italy and she's there for like years, and then like they finally get an appeal, and it's wild, but the way that the show is just good. It's just like a well done show,
Hmm.
and but the story, man, because she here's like the back of the movie box, back of the VHS.
Right.
It's like she was arrested. She was there for 4 years. She wins the appeal. She gets out. Then she has to go back because they still had another charge on her, falsely accusing an innocent man. She goes back to jail. Monica Lewinsky and her produced this movie, and it like it's like this isn't like pretty accurate. It
Yeah.
feels pretty accurate as far as like how insane it was for a 20-year-old in a foreign country.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what
It's
is
like Midnight
happening? Like, I
Express,
don't even
right?
know.
Right.
I'm okay. I did, dude. I said to Heather, I was like, this reminds me of Midnight Express, where the guy's just like, uh, uh,
Right.
no one understands me. I barely understand anybody.
Right, and he's agreeing
She
to
didn't
stuff.
do
He's
anything.
like, "Yeah," they're like, "Just say yes," and he's like, "Okay, yes," and they're like, "You signed all these documents saying that like you agree," and he's like, "I didn't understand any of them." And it's like, "Well, then you shouldn't have signed them." And it's like, "But they told me to sign them, and they told me I wouldn't like get water if I didn't sign them." Like it's like, oh, geez.
I thought it was always Midnight Cowboy. Like when I
No,
told her, I
Midnight
was like, it reminds
Cowboy's
me of Midnight Cowboy.
a gigolo, but yeah,
Oh,
it's a similar. It's a little bit of a
I thought it was
different.
like a drug dealer.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie. I watched that
Midnight
recently.
Express.
Midnight Cowboy. That's like Dustin Hoffman. Um, Dustin Hoffman's like the what do you call, like the pimp?
Captain Hook.
Yeah, but he's like he like
Oh, really?
yeah
Cowboy. Oh, yeah, that's from Seinfeld.
yeah exactly.
When Dustin Hoffman was in Star Wars, Midnight Cowboy, and Darth Vader, or whatever he said. Oh, it's good.
And then yeah, and it's funny because I
There's
always knew the
John Voight in there.
yeah, John Voight is the Midnight Cowboy. Yeah,
Midnight Cowboy, Boots,
yeah. It's like
Deliverance Canoe.
it's so funny because it's like like we knew the jokes, like the making fun of it before seeing the actual thing. It's actually just like Midnight Express, because it was, we knew Cable Guy before Midnight Express, but we never knew that that's what that was from. Like the oh Billy.
Yes, I remember finally watching that movie and being like, "Oh, this is Cable Guy," and then I was like, "Oh, duh."
Cable Guy
Dude,
was
that's
that
there's
amazing.
like I feel like generations more and more are like experiencing that more and more and more.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like because when we were kids, there was only a few decades of stuff
yeah,
to quote.
yeah. Like Ruby and Leo were watching a movie the other day, and they did Bullet Time, and they were like, "Oh, that's the thing from Shrek," and I was like, "No, no."
Oh my god, I thought you were gonna say like something else because it's been done in so many
I know.
things.
I was like, no, but we can't watch The Matrix just yet. We're
Bullet
almost
time.
there. But
I didn't get it. I mean, I got it, but no, I didn't. I didn't really get it. I like missed the point that we were all like charging Earth.
what
Like,
the you didn't
like the
get?
first time I watched The Matrix, it was like I
Well, the
wasn't
first,
there.
let's see. To
I
be
wasn't in the
fair,
room, or I was like in the kitchen.
no, the first time I know exactly where you were, because the first time you saw The Matrix, it was a Rye thing like he got very excited about it and pulled like we came home from school and he was like, "You guys," and he was watching like we basically saw the end of the movie first
Oh
because I
yeah.
remember we came in and it was like
Flew
Neo
away.
going like no or something like that, and he's like, "You guys, you got to get in here," like because he rented it on pay per view, right? Like and back and you had like 3 hours to watch it or
Yeah.
something like that, right? And he's like,
Oh
"We could
right. Yeah.
restart it like right now. Like you guys got to get in here. This movie's insane." And we're like, "Okay, all right." Like, and so
It's
like
like
we
when,
saw the end of it, and then we saw the beginning of it. It was like there was no chance to follow the plot.
and I just didn't like how everything was green.
Yeah,
I didn't like the green tint to everything. It was like, I know this is sci-fi, and like I'm not in the mood. Like I know I need to pay attention, and like I just never, until I did like this thing on my YouTube channel where this dude has never watched it and like always, or like I had only like seen it like once but don't really even remember.
yeah.
So like he watched Star Wars for the first time, and I technically watched The Matrix and like John Wick maybe for the first time. But I remember watching the first Matrix for like technically the first real time where I sat and like didn't do anything
Actually,
but watch
listen to
this
like
movie.
Morpheus's
And I was like,
speech and stuff.
yes, yes. And I was like, oh my God, that is crazy. No wonder that this was so huge. That's a crazy idea.
Yeah, and we're
And
not far from it now, so it's like even better.
right. So I was like watching it like, oh, okay. Man, that is like that's an original for sure. And I mean, the story, whatever, it's been done, but not in this way. And
I
then the special effects on top.
oh
Like,
yeah,
oh, no
yeah, like
wonder.
all the individual cameras to like capture it, like with
Yeah,
just like still frames and stuff. It was just
yeah.
nuts.
And the
Um,
fighting, and you could just tell it was him bending. There is no spoon.
yeah, the fact that they like were able to turn it, like they actually made like a real life anime was like really neat. I noticed something recently because I thought maybe it might be fun to kind of like step through some Hitchcock movies because I hadn't seen them all. So I was like, let me watch some of them, and I was watching Vertigo, um, and the
Oh,
openings.
Shia LaBeouf?
No, no,
Oh
no,
no,
no, no, no, not
Vertigo.
not
Oh,
Rear
oh,
Window. The Shia LaBeouf. He did the
Vertigo. I remember Vertigo. I watched that in film class.
yeah. So if you rewatch part, I'm sure you'll find it somewhere. But rewatch the opening scene of Vertigo and compare it to The Matrix, and I think it's shot for shot. Like I think like the Trinity running on the rooftop is the same exact angles, same exact everything as like what happens in I mean different
How does
outcome.
Vertigo start?
What's that?
How does Vertigo start?
Vertigo starts with a cop chase on a rooftop just like the Matrix.
Oh yeah, right. Oh
So
my
like the
God.
perpetrator goes over and then like you see the perpetrator jump
Yeah,
over,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then you see the cop jump over and stumble like barely makes it, and then
Oh right.
the next person who's the main character jumps and like lands like on the ledge and doesn't quite get up. But that's kind of the point where it stops, right? So he's hanging onto the edge, and then the cop goes to try to pull him up, and the cop loses his balance and falls to his death like down the alleyway, and as he sees the cop fall and he looks over and gets vertigo from like looking down from that height, and so
Oh
then
yeah.
that messes. But vertigo itself, the craziest thing about vertigo is that things change in the scenes all over the place. So like they'll be
Oh, oh right.
like things will just
Background.
change color, like they'll just change the color of the curtains, or there'll be like a broom just like in the scene all of a sudden and there wasn't a broom there before, and like the whole premise is that the guy thinks like this girl is the same girl that he was talking to in like the first half of the movie, and it's played by a completely different actress, but you're kind of like, is it the same girl? Like I don't remember. Like maybe it's her, maybe she just has like some makeup on or something. Like it really like messes with you, and that was like the whole purpose of the movie, was to just keep messing with you like as you go through it. And to see that kind of paralleled with the Matrix was awesome, because it's like, well, that's kind of what the Matrix was, right? Like everything was this kind
Oh
of like
yeah.
this curtain over your eyes, and you had to kind of like
Right.
wake up from it and stop trusting everything. And it was kind of crazy. It was like, I was like, oh my gosh, maybe they took a lot of
That's like,
inspiration from Vertigo.
dude, and what's his name? I guess Stanley Kubrick. With The Shining, it's like the outside was a completely different building than the inside, and that was like done on purpose. So it was like real confusing when it would like show the outside and then the inside.
Oh, like
You're
when
like,
you'd
it
go
doesn't match up.
like around the hotel and stuff like that, but then like when you
Yeah,
got outside, it's like didn't
and
seem
it was
like
like that
it would
can't
fit,
be.
right?
Yeah, right. Like Kramer's apartment.
That was always the craziest thing when she busted out through like the bathroom window, and it's like the window is like so tiny, and then she like gets out there and it's like the only window that has like a full snowbank like right next to it. Like
Right.
like like another inch and it would be like covered, but it's like right there, and she's like, oh, and of course she's skinny enough to get through it. It was like so many things. Oh man.
That movie's a weird one.
I want to read that book now. I want to read The Shining. I never read that.
Oh yeah, I never read the book either.
Well, I'm going to listen to the audiobook because I have 2 hours in the car every morning, but I'm going to knock that out.
Is it longer now because like kids are back in school?
I don't think that matters. It's more like if it rains,
Oh right,
there's
right,
like an
right.
accident, it's really just accidents. It's like people being idiots. And so if there's an accident, then that's really just what does it. It's like, you're done. I mean, definitely during the summer, it was a lot lighter, so even if there was an accident, there wouldn't be like a huge backup.
Right. Oh
But
man, so it's double,
but
double
yeah,
trouble.
I mean, like today I could have got through 3 hours of right. So it's like, I got to pick my time wisely.
Right.
Um, but but yeah, you should definitely check out that opening scene of Vertigo. If like you just revisited the Matrix, it would be really good.
There is no scene in any movie that Hitchcock didn't do first. It's like, dude, this movie Tron Ares.
Hmm.
Dude, I don't even know. I don't know if I've ever even watched a Tron movie.
Oh really? Oh
But yeah, like I remember, I think I watched one once when I was like 6, and I was just like, what? It's a video game? I don't get it. But like, dude, the trailer for this one looks crazy. I
yeah.
just want to see it just to look at it.
I know those reference themselves a
Jeff
lot
Bridges.
more, so it might be good to watch the first two before you go see it.
Yeah, I know. It seems
They're not.
importante.
It's not that boring. Like I could see it as a
No,
kid
I know.
being
I bet you
boring,
now I appreciate it.
but now it's kind of like more like, oh, like you'll think more about like how did they do that, back then?
Hmm.
Like how would you have done? How can we do that now, right? And then what they thought of computers. Like it's kind of entertaining to watch the
Yeah.
Tron, because it's kind of like watching the net, like because all
Yeah.
of the lingo is like, well, I'm gonna send you down to RAM,
Download.
and like you're gonna
Right.
you're gonna visit the CPU, and it was like at that point it was like nobody knew those terms, but now it's like we all are very much aware of them. They're like you're
That's
500
crazy.
kilobits, you know. So that was pretty
Yeah,
neat.
I'm interested.
Yeah. It's a good movie. The second one, the newer one, it was interesting. It
Yeah,
was it was
I could
good.
see.
It had the what Daft Punk in it. Um, did the music, and
Yeah, Nine Inch Nails does this one. It's like so
I think
obvious.
Simon Pegg was in it too. Yeah, it was
It's
pretty
always
good.
it's odd when they put him in serious movies. I
Yeah,
always expect it to like be a parody only.
they didn't do a great de aging in the second one. They tried to do some de aging, and it just wasn't quite there yet. It was maybe like 5 or 6 years before like Ant-Man, when they started getting like better at the de-aging,
Right?
and
Yeah.
so I'm sure now they've probably got it pinned down with like deep fake and AI and all that stuff. So
Oh God.
now they should have it right. But they tried to like do a DH Jeff Bridges, and it was like not exactly. It's kind of little bit soulless. So that probably didn't age well.
Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I think I'm ready to wrap. We'll leave lunchtime for
Yeah,
another time,
yeah, we're good.
and
All right, save it.
we'll save it. Put it in the vault.
Vault. We'll see you next week. We gotta go. They broke McFoley's body.